Okay, welcome to episode 1 of the new series on the Revell 187 scale Big Boy locomotive. As you can see, I've already made a start. I've done the priming and undercoat of all the parts, as well as more detailed painting. I decided to do this off camera because it's a fairly basic colour scheme. It's matte black, near enough 90% of the model, with some aluminium and steel highlights. So a lot of it went through the spray booth. There's also some chrome elements that have been done using a liquid chrome pen, and I'm going to wear rubber gloves for this build because this matte black is notorious for wearing and picking up fingerprints. So just to make sure that we preserve the finish before we apply a final coat of matte varnish, the gloves will help prevent any fingerprints in the finish. And we'll go ahead and we'll start with the first step, which is the main body. And I have all the parts laid out in numerical order, so we're just going to need part number 2, which is the front boiler plate. Part number 5, which is the inside control panel. The lower body. The bell assembly, which is part number 3 and 38. And part number 4, which is a small air filter. And as you can see, we're now starting to get gaps appearing as we're doing more and more parts, so we can keep an eye on how the build's going. Okay, back to our build bench. First of all, we need to take the front boiler plate, it's important that this goes in the right orientation, which is these 2 black bits towards the top, and it fits via locating pins like so. But before we do that, we're going to fit the inner control panel and the firebox, and that simply goes inside the cab You know it's located because it actually forms the front windows like so. And just inside there's a little recess, and the locating pin goes in there. and that should fit nice and snug. And we can take our extra thin we've got a good amount of glue. Just hold it in place. And then we can take the underside. If you look at the front, there's a little tab, and at the back here is 2 retaining pin holes. And if we look at the back of the cab, you can see there's 2 retaining pins. So fit that in place. It does require some pressure to get it into place, and you'll notice in place when the clip at the front and the 2 retaining pins at the back are located, like so. And just make sure that these side panels here are located properly, like so. And again, just give it a bit of glue, like so. And then we can fit the front boiler plate. So again, a bit of glue, make sure it's correctly orientated. And just make sure it's snugly in place. You can see it lines up with the bottom section. Like so. That's the main body near enough completed. And next we're going to fit the bell assembly, which fits at the front in this little recess here. So we want to make sure that just clean out any paint in there, like so. Take this small piece here. See, it's got 2 pins on it. The thick pin goes at the back, and the small pin at the front. And you see it's got 2 pins. The front has this little hump and is the smaller pin. So you just want to check it fits in place. You might find tweezers help here. Once you're happy that fits, a little bit of glue. Put it in place. Take our bell section. Put a bit of glue to hold it in place. And the final part of this stage is our air filter. And the air filter goes in with this little bracket that sticks out, facing the front and to the right, and it goes in this small hole here. So we just clean that out. Again, probably best to use tweezers. A little bit of glue. And that's the body section completed for now. And next stage is going to be wheels. So we'll put this to one side, and then we can get the parts together that we need for the wheels.
No return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe. The stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train.
Okay, so for the first part of the wheel assembly, we need part number 15, 2 part number 16s and 2 part 51s. As you can see, the 16 has a shaft and 51 has a locating pin. And quite simply, these just slot into each other, like so. So we just want a little bit of glue. Like so. Repeat for the second one. A little bit of glue. Like so. And these wheel sections press fit into the axle, but not glued. So just press fit them in like so. So they're still freewheeling. And then the axle piece simply presses onto that retaining pin, like so. That's the first part of the undercarriage done. So we'll set up for the next piece.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like a ground I leave. I will leave it on the next string, baby, I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong.
Okay, for the next part we need parts 21 and 22, two 23s, 55, 56 and two 57s. For the next part of the axle we need a 23 and a 57. And these fit together similar to the first part, except this time there's a notch that locates the wheels in place. So the first thing you want to do is pass it through the axle. Tiny little bit of glue. Locate the wheels and just make sure that it's freely moving still. And then the next set is 22 and 56. And just repeat the process.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like a ground I leave. I will leave it on the next string, baby, I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong.
Just like so. Make sure all the wheels are freely moving. And then we can move on to the next part.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like the ground I leave. Are we leaving on the next string, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride it.
Okay, so the next part is putting on these drive rods onto the axle. We're going to start on this side. Basically what you want to do is you want to line up the wheels. So these locating holes are on the bottom. First thing you want to do is take piece number 24, which is the long one with 3 locating pins and a hole. And they just snap into place. Be very careful when you're doing this. Once you have them in place, you want to take 26 and it wants to be located by the empty hole with that little piece sticking upwards, and that's retained in place by this little pin assembly. And you want to do that with the pen facing downwards. So with the pin assembly facing downwards and that facing up.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like the ground I leave. Are we leaving on the next string, baby? I do believe. Come on.
Right, so once you've located the pin assembly and that one in the third wheel, it should look something like that. You want to make sure that they're both facing upwards, and the wheels still rotate, and you want to repeat the same process on this side. So okay, all wheels down, like so. You want to make sure on the other side that you use a 65 instead of a 26. But the process is still the same, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back. And there we have the other side done. So they should both be identical. Should both be identical, like so. And then we want to fit pieces 19. And that wants to go on the first side. And on the back you can see it's got 2 retaining pins. The first one in this section here just fits on like so, and the second piece on like that, and it just wants to slot into there like so. That's the securing pin. Once that's in place, I'm going to take out extra thin. And just glue it in place.
No return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. Brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will.
So I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. And then come back, and the final piece that ties it all together is these pieces here. You slip into the last hole on the drive rods, and just maneuver it into the hole on this piece here. Like so. And that's the first axle section done. So that's where we're going to leave today's video. And we'll recap on what we've covered. The front boiler plate and the bell assembly. The filter was fitted. The control panel and firebox with the underside. So that's the body almost completely done. And finally we finished off with the front axle with the drive bars, the floating axle, the main wheel assemblies, the piston and drive boxes, so we've got pretty far in this episode. In the next episode we're going to fit the front cow catcher, and we're going to move on to the next axle assembly. So I hope you've found this useful and enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.